Morning, guys and girls. Mr. Hescock's back. Got to get your lesson for the next section. But first, let's go over your homework from the other day. All the different kinds of organisms that live in a pond make up a community. Because there's different kinds of organisms, it is a community. All of the living and non-living things in an environment, together with their interactions, make up. Because it says living and non-living things and interactions, that is an ecosystem. Which is also the answer to the warm-up question. When organisms die, their bodies decompose. That was one of the standards there. When animals eat green plants, the stored blank in the plants is transferred. Well, that is stored energy. That's why we eat plants. We get a lot of energy from our plants. What is the difference between a population and a community? The community has all of the populations, but a population is only one species of organism. So it would be like the population of gray squirrels, the population of chipmunks. You can't say the population of birds because there's lots of different types of birds. So, what might happen to the population shown in figure 11.4 if there was a severe drought? You've got grasses, you've got zebras. Here you've got wildebeest and all kinds of other things. If there was a severe drought, the grasses would significantly go down. So, the community has less organisms as they die off. The grasses are going to die off first. The animals are either going to die, or animals can move from one place to another to find better food. How many different populations live in the pond? Now, this is the exact picture from the text. So you've got cattails, turtles, sunfish, and what looks to be bass. So you've got 4 populations. Let's get back to today's lesson. All right, today we're going to talk about roles in the environment. We're not talking about roles like you would make a hoagie at Hauser's on. We're going to talk about your role or your job in the environment. What jobs do you know? Think about it right now. What jobs do your parents have that they do to make a living? Maybe there's a stay-at-home mom. Maybe dad works for the railroad. Maybe your parents are teachers like I am. Maybe they're accountants. Maybe they're nurses. You know, it doesn't matter, but they have a particular role in our community. And in your community is this Bellwood Antis community, because not everybody lives in Bellwood. That warm-up question, what is an ecosystem? Ecosystem is the living and the non-living things interacting, like sunlight, water, interacting with plants and soil. Your assignment, that will pop up later today, 260 to 261. You're going to do 1 to 8. Let's get going. Be sure, ladies and gentlemen, that you are watching these little videos on your own. I can't film me playing somebody else's video. What are habitats and niches? The place where an organism lives is its habitat. You know, in Pennsylvania, we have fields, we have streams, we have rivers, we have lakes, we have forests. Depending on the type of organism, each one has a different type of habitat. In your habitat, you must find all of your needs of life. If you're a squirrel, you've got to find acorns and things to eat. If you're a bear, you may cross different habitats to find plants that they might eat. Some bears will eat animals in the field. Sometimes they feed on fallen deers. It can be a really large habitat, like sections of the ocean. The ocean's so big, they break it into different types of habitat. Or if you're just a lichen growing on the side of a tree, that could be your habitat. Inside the habitat Each type of organism must occupy a niche. In our school, we're a small school. I am the only 7th grade science teacher. We don't need another 7th grade science teacher. They would have too many people doing the same job. So 2 organisms in an environment do not have the exact same job. Examples of jobs. This is a predator, that was a prey species. You know, the lions killed this water buffalo and they're eating it. Without having predators, the prey population will go way, way up. If there's not enough foxes and other things around, the rabbit population can explode. If they have the same niche, maybe 2 species of moths, maybe 2 species of predators, they will be in direct competition with each other. So that doesn't mean competition like playing against each other on a field or on a basketball court. That means a competition for the same needs of life. Other types of niches can be producers, like plants are producers. They produce food. It can be consumers, or it could be a decomposer. A decomposer would be like your mushrooms and your bacteria that break down the dead stuff. Eventually, scavengers will hit this. Hyenas and things will hit up this dead animal. And eventually bacteria will break it down into the soil, and then it'll go back through the life cycle again. Another video to watch on your own. All right, take a second and list 3 types of niches and 3 habitats. I'm going to pause the video now to give you a chance to think, and then we'll go over it on my whiteboard. All right, did you have time to write some stuff down? So, if we go off of habitats and niches. Some types of habitats could be a stream, river, forest, field, or in some cases it could be in the soil, because there are plenty of organisms that live in the soil. Types of niches. Well, if you're a plant, you're what we call a producer. You could be a predator. You could be a prey organism. You could be different types of consumers. You could be, like the hyena that might have been eating our other thing, a scavenger. All of those could be types of niches in the environment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that takes us to the end of your lesson. Make sure that you fill in your notes, whether you're doing it on paper or online in Google Classroom. You get those questions done and get the reading done. I'll be back soon with another lesson. Until then, I'm Mr. Hescox. Thank you.